Hi there folks, welcome to this week's Weekly Trade Ideas. It's Monday the 12th of April, supposed to be spring. It's snowing out here in London, would you believe it? Right, okay, let's get straight into it. This week, on the heels of last week, we saw the US dollar being under a lot of pressure. We're seeing the dollar now bouncing back with a little bit of strength to kick the week off, and a lot of analysts out there are talking maybe that we are going to see a resumption of the dollar strength. More about that in a second. Let's have a quick look at the momentum meter. Remember, this is the meter that I always use. It basically tells me exactly what is going on in the Forex market at a given time. Now, of course, it doesn't predict the future. If it does predict the future, then chances are I wouldn't be talking to you about it. I'd be sitting on a beach there with a cocktail. But it basically tells us exactly what is going on at this moment in time. Now, as a trend follower, that's my main strategy. The main strategy that I use is basically getting on a trend. I like to buy the strong currencies and I like to sell the weak currencies, and this tells me exactly that at the moment. What you notice here is this white line. This is the British pound. Now, this is a 4-hour chart. British pound, yeah, it's still below the center line, but look at the momentum behind it. The momentum behind this British pound is showing now, the beginning of the week, the pound is showing some strength. And interestingly enough, look here at this light blue line. This light blue line here, that's the euro. Now, the euro is being plagued, as you know, by the COVID vaccine, the sluggish rollout of that, and the belief is that the economy is going to be longer in getting out of the slump. We had some retail sales out this morning out of the Eurozone. Actually, some positive numbers actually came in up 3%, beating expectations. But the euro still not liking it. The euro is still under pressure at the moment. So euro is under pressure. The green line in the middle, that's, of course, the greenback, that is the US dollar. So we're looking to see a direction there to see indeed if last week's pullback is going to be reversed, and we'll be analysing that, of course, throughout the trading week. Right, let's have a quick look then what we're looking at this week. So we're looking at a short trade in the euro against the US dollar, pretty much as I have just spoken about. Okay, so we're looking at this coming back down potentially to the next support zone. The next key support zone here is coming in around the 118 level. We've got up to a level of resistance and we seem to now be respecting that level of resistance, potential rollover. Of course, you've got to trade your strategy with this bias potentially, but that's basically where we're looking at a short trade in the euro against the US dollar. Also, looking at the pound strong against the New Zealand dollar. Pound, as I showed you there on the momentum meter chart, showing some good strength out of the gate. New Zealand dollar under pressure this week, and of course we've got RBNZ, that's the rate decision out in New Zealand later on in the week, which could be a key driver of this currency pair. But basically, we bounced off the base of this like a channel, and we're now showing some strength, and the price action down here at the base of that channel is showing potential for that now to reverse back up to that level of resistance there around the 96 sort of 50 60 zone. Again, that's just the general resistance level that we will be looking at. Okay, so my picks for the week this week I am looking at a short trade in the euro against the pound, pretty much for the reasons I have just spoken about. The euro is under pressure, the rollout of the vaccine is basically sluggish, British pound is being buoyed up by the rollout, and of course today we're seeing all the pubs opening up again here in the UK. Who wants to be sitting in a beer garden with the snow drinking a pint? Well, I don't know, maybe. Anyway, so we're seeing the UK economy coming out of the lockdown maybe faster than the European counterparts. Euro is under pressure, pound is showing some strength. So we're looking at that now as a potential short trade. And I've got my eyes on support zones down there, the 85-75 zone. And if that breaches and breaks, closes lower, then we're going to be on our way back down to that double bottom support there around the 85 level. Max is looking at a short trade in the CAD against the Japanese yen. He's got a gap below here that he's looking to potentially get filled, and he's got the structural support there down there that's around the 86.50 level. Again, these are just structural levels of support and resistance. These are not signals that you have to take blindly. You've got to follow your strategy to go with your overall bias, but these are basically what we're looking at. Okay, so this week we've got quite a lot of data out in the US in terms of inflation data. Remember, always looking at inflation. Inflation basically is a driver of interest rates, and when interest rates move, the currency should follow. So we're always looking at inflation. as you know, central banks basically are mandated to control inflation, keep it around 2%, something like that. And this inflation data that we're seeing released out of the US is very important. I'll come onto the screens in a moment and I'll show you the economic calendar. But we've also got the RBNZ rate decision later on in the week. That's basically when they decide on interest rates. And of course, where interest rates go, the currency should follow. Not likely to move interest rates this time out. However, we're always looking at the forward guidance, basically to give us a view of where they think their economy is going and where ultimately their interest rates will go as well. We've got Lagarde speaking as well later in the week. She's the president of the ECB. We all love to hear what the ECB central bankers have to say because, again, it gives us clues. So she's speaking later in the week. And, of course, we've got the all-important Australian unemployment change later on in the week. Unemployment, of course, as you know, is a key driver in an economy because, of course, the more people that have jobs, the more people have money. The more people have money, what are they doing? They're spending money. What's that do to prices? Pushes up prices. What's that mean central banks have to do? They've got to raise rates. Currency should follow. So always looking at unemployment numbers to give us clues, early signs of where interest rates may go in the future. Let's have a quick look at the economic calendar. Okay, so this is the economic calendar. Now you can access this absolutely free by going to the forexsignals.com website. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see at the bottom there it says economic calendar. Click on that and you can access this. It basically is essential, certainly if you're trading the Forex markets, that you're aware of the economic releases that are coming out for the week ahead. What we've done here, we've basically given an impact gauge down here on the right. Anything with a red impact you see down there, retail sales came out earlier, we'll about that in a second. It's a high impact news event, so it basically gives you a clue on how it's likely to affect the markets. Here you'll see previous, you'll see the estimate and the actual. Normally when the data is released, if there's a big deviation from the actual to what the markets were estimating, then of course the markets tend to react in that way. Not always. If you look what happened this morning, we had some release out of the Eurozone. We had the Eurozone retail sales numbers. Retail sales basically means how much people are spending on the high street. The markets were expecting a rise of just 1.5%. However, the market came in with a much better than expected read, coming in there at almost 3%. Last month, almost down 6%. That's month on month. So you can see the Eurozone economy picking up a little bit. However, the euro didn't react the way it maybe should have done. The euro basically is still being sold off, as I spoke about in a few moments ago. Incidentally, if you're unsure of what a data release is, and you want to know how it's going to impact the markets, then just click on it there and it will tell you exactly what the release is showing. It will tell you the bullish bias or the bearish bias depending on what is coming out. So very, very great source of education there for you as well. And we can scroll up and see what's coming out for the rest of the week. We've got lots of data coming out of the UK basically tomorrow in terms of production numbers, basically how the economy is looking, industrial production, manufacturing production. We're going to be looking at that. We've got it down as a yellow, so it's going to have a medium impact on the currency potentially. But as I said, later on in the week, we've got quite a lot of data coming out of the US in terms of inflation. It's all about inflation. That's what the central banks are looking at. And we actually got the inflation numbers coming out. CPI, it stands for Consumer Price Index. We're going for a rise of 1.6, which is a big increase from the previous month where we saw a rise of 1.3. If this number comes in north of 1.6, you can expect to see the US dollar being basically sought after, maybe a bit of a buying pressure coming into the greenback if indeed these numbers are strong. So we'll be looking at that later on in the week. We've got the RBNZ. That's basically when they decide on interest rates. All eyes will be watching that to see indeed if they do anything. Unlikely that they'll be moving interest rates. You can see here we've got it down still at 0.25, unchanged from last month. But of course, it's all to do with the follow-on statement as well, the RBNZ follow-on statement. Got a few central bank speakers as well in the Eurozone. Always love a central bank speaker. We've got some inflation data out as well. Also, we've got some more inflation data out in the US, export prices, import prices. Of course, this is basically what manufacturers are paying for their goods and services at the gate, factory gate. And of course, if they're increasing, they need to push that price pressure on into the consumer as well. So they're early signs of inflation. So central bankers will certainly be looking at that. And you see here, we've got Fed Chair Powell speaking as well later on in the week. We've got a few speakers coming out of the Fed. We've also got the Beige Book, which is an all-important piece of information. Then you've got the Australian employment data, as I mentioned, very, very important. Tells you exactly how the economy is looking. We've got that down as a red gauge as well. Just looking a little bit above, we've got Kuruda in Japan. He's speaking later as well. Keep an eye out on consumer price index coming out of France later on in the week as well. That's basically a couple of days away. And as I said, this week is quite a busy week in terms of US data, inflation-wise. We're seeing retail sales numbers out on the 15th, basically 3 days from now. So that's Wednesday. And the data releases are there as expected. So we need to see, indeed, if the economy in the US is coming out of the post-pandemic with a bang, or is it going to be a bit more sluggish as well. So lots of data out there. This could be the deciding factor this week, whether the US is going to have a strong dollar, or indeed we're going to see the continuation of last week's sell-off that we saw. Anyone's guess on which way that will go. Right, well, that's basically the economic calendar. As I say, go and check that out over there at the forexsignals.com site, and hopefully you'll benefit from that as well. Lots of descriptions of all the different data, lots of education in there, just there alone. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. Now, this is your chance to come and talk to us live. You can join us in our regular daily live streams. We are streaming around the clock in all different time zones for 5 days of the week, and you can try us out absolutely free, 7-day free trial. Come and say hi, let me know you've come in from this YouTube channel, and I'll be able to roll out the red carpet for you. Basically, we discuss trading opportunities, give you some education as well. We've got some certain strategies that we like to follow as well. We discuss those and many, many more. If that's not your thing, not a problem. I'll see you next week at the same time. Cheers.